Okay, so yeah, we rely on these. We also use these throwaway terry cloth coarse cloths that you're gonna, if you get some, you're gonna want to wash before you use them to get the lint off. But it's good because it's super dry and super rough, and these are great to like wipe a dirty toilet and then discard, or if things are super dirty and dusty, because these can work really well, but it saves you time if it's really gross to just get it up and off. And then if your cloths start redepositing dust, which we'll learn about later, they'll clean, and then on a mirror you'll see dust. This guy, if it doesn't have anything on it, you can just gently fluff it and it'll knock off the dust, which is amazing. So there's that. So I recommend having, for each house, these things in your apron separated because you don't want this guy wet, and then a couple of these guys. But we'll go over what else is supposed to be in your apron. Then there's a Norwex Norwex dusting wand. This is, you cannot replace this with a Swiffer. This, like the cloths, takes things in and holds them. So you cannot use any Swiffer products. So this, you can go and dust everything. I like to use it because you can use it on the baseboards, you can use it on the ceiling fans, you can use it everywhere. And then when it gets really dusty, you can take it outside and just hit it, but it goes for a long time. And it bends in different ways, so you get crazy with it. Also, the Norwex mop is designed to go with it, so you can put it on the Norwex mop without the wide piece, and then get at stuff. So those are the cloths, but I'm going to get into greater detail about how to care for the Norwex cloths. But I think we should pause the video and then break that. Go over how to take care of your Norwex cloths. Super important to make sure that you're able to clean well. If they're not taken care of properly, I call it sabotage. They start sabotaging you and making your day so much harder. So the number one thing about the Norwex cloths is you never wash them with non-Norwex products. And that's only because a lot of other things are very dusty and linty, and then these absorb lint and they open up and take the lint. So if you're washing it with, let's say, a towel, the lint that the towel will put off that you would normally get in your like little screen of your dryer will then come into these cloths. And then when you dry them, you're going to start trying to clean with them, and then the dust is just going to redeposit. So always by themselves. It can be difficult if you only have a handful of cloths because you don't want to run an entire wash load on them. So you can also hand wash them really well and then put them up to dry, and they do good that way. These cloth, so within the fibers and the loops of the microfiber cloths, there's silver interwoven within each fiber, so it's supposed to be antimicrobial and it's supposed to pick up the stuff and kill it. So theoretically, you can clean a toilet and then clean a kitchen counter, and it's not supposed to cross-contaminate. I've done those swabs where I can see that it doesn't cross-contaminate, but still, we don't do that for clients or anything like that. But it's supposed to clean itself, so you can hand wash them. My point is, you can hand wash them and they get disinfected really easily. If your cloths get greasy or very, very dusty, you're going to want to boil them out. So I usually wash them, and then I get a big pot and boiling water, and I put all the Norwex products in that I can and let it boil for 10 minutes, and you'll be surprised, like, even just how much soap is left into the fibers that will be acting against you, like when you're cleaning glass, because then it'll start to streak. But then when you take them out, this is brand new, so you can see the fibers are like open, and when you they'll look like this. They'll look brand new and they'll operate brand new. Whereas if they get too, I don't know, they need to be maintenance. The weave on this guy, for example, will look closer to this, and then it doesn't pick up and clean like it's supposed to. So you want to only use dye-free, fragrance-free soap, only a little bit. Never ever use fabric softener, because that waxy stuff will get on your cloth and it will start smearing. Try to dry them like by hanging them, but you can throw them in the dryer, it's totally fine. It just kind of tightens up the weave. And let's see. Okay, so another important thing. People are going to take your cloths. We all have the same cloths, the same colors, so people aren't going to purposely try to take your cloths, but when you're cleaning up, you're going to grab yours, you're going to grab theirs, you're going to end up having like only one when you had 5. So there's these parts, these little tag parts. I have for Household Solutions, I have iron-on tags that says Household Solutions. But for you guys, you can either, one, just keep a good eye on it, or two, get your own patches, or three, do a mark, or four, everyone's assigned a color that you haven't gotten a color yet, but there's these little safety pin guys. So if you're green, you can put a green safety pin or clip on there so people can see all of your stuff is taped in green, and then just throw it with your stuff. Yeah, I think that's it for the cloths. Another thing about the cloths is if you're gonna have them in your car, you cannot smoke inside your car or have anything that's really smelly unless you have the cloths in a plastic bag zipped up. Okay. Same thing goes for a vacuum or whatever, because it will make everything smell.